Hey guys, real quick, welcome back to the channel. Before we jump into the video, I just wanted to let you guys know that you guys can now find me on Instagram at Ray's Garage YouTube. So you guys can go and check the links in the description of the video right now if you guys want to follow along. I know some of you guys were asking if I have Snapchat or if I have Instagram. Well, I finally made one. So anyways, thanks so much for watching. Make sure you hit the like, hit the subscribe. Thanks so much guys. Have a great day. Enjoy the video. So today's video, I want to go ahead and show you guys a little bit of my workshop and kind of my workspace, what I have to work with, my tools, kind of my little work area. But first, what I want to do is kind of clean it up, get it presentable for you guys. And then also I want to kind of change up the layout a little bit. So let's go ahead and jump into it, and I'll show you guys what I got. So right off the bat, you'll see that this is the back door to my house right here. This is one of the back doors. So I come out right here, and then I have my nice little workshop right here, which is great. I got the backyard and the little porch over here, which is nice. Right here, I have my little wash station. So I just got a little foldable table here so I can set parts and stuff right there to dry, especially when I'm getting ready to paint and whatnot. Got my little hose there. I got my little sink. I have not plumbed the sink yet, but I really want to plumb the sink to the hose. I want to get like a little Y splitter. That way I can still have the hose hooked up and then have one going straight over to the sink. I haven't done it yet, but anyways, this is my little wash station. Got some rocks under there for, you know, that way it doesn't get all muddy and whatnot. And this little station right here has worked out really, really well for me. Still have the wheels and tires up for sale. Haven't been able to get rid of those yet. And then right here, I got a nice little parking pad here. I used to have a trailer here, and this is probably where I'll put my next trailer. And then it kind of goes around here. Got a little parking pad here. And I got the driveway that goes out, and then it kind of loops around and it goes straight out to the road. And right over here, you'll see I have like a little side yard. This is a good little spot to put any trailers or, you know, possibly a boat or something in the future. I measured it right there. So from the concrete to the fence right there, it's 8 feet. So that's pretty much wide enough to put a little utility trailer or something right there. And then I got my trash cans right there too. So this is where the truck sits most of the time whenever I'm working on it. And then, you know, I can actually pull this truck in there, and it fits just enough to where I can walk by in the front and I can walk by in the back, but it takes up the entire spot. So I would say that this garage is a 2-car garage. That's what it seems like to me. With my girl's car here, with that right there, I feel like we could probably put at least 3 or 4 of those in here if we stacked it up right, and obviously if we didn't have anything in there. But so you can see that the entryway here is, I think that's like, it's got to be 8 feet, 9 feet. My truck fits in there no problem, especially now that I have the smaller wheels on there. When I had the 40s, I had about 2 inches left of clearance to be able to get in there, but it works out great. So this is awesome. Over here, I have my oil pan and stuff that I kind of just have left sitting over here. I still need to kind of drain that properly and all that stuff, but we've been having such horrible drought here in Florida that, believe it or not, this kind of used to have some grass in it, but you can see that all the sand has come back and it's completely destroyed now. So anyways, this is the garage. This is my shop. This is where all the magic happens. And before we get into it, let's go ahead and rearrange it, clean it up a little bit. You can see there's leaves and everything everywhere. So let's go ahead and get it shaped up, and then we can go over everything. My main goal for this was to move that workbench off onto the back wall. Ever since I got it, I kind of just threw it in there, and it's really taken up a lot of space, especially when I pull a vehicle in there. So I never use these shelves that much. They really truly are just for storage. So moving those off to the front of the garage, kind of out of sight, out of mind, really freed up some space. And now that back wall is all nice and open and really frees up my workspace. And just the workflow is a lot better. So really love that, and really made it a lot better. Okay, so it was a little hot in there, but we got it knocked out. So I got everything reorganized, got all the tools put away, and got everything cleaned up. So let's go ahead and show you guys my little workshop, and hopefully you guys like it. All right, we'll start with the entranceway here. This is my little lawn care kit here. Got my electric blower, my weed eater, and my mower. This mower actually works great. I've got an old gas one over on the side, and it started giving me some issues after several years. So I already had the weed trimmer and the blower already. So I went ahead and went and got that mower, and that works great. Got all this stuff all off of Marketplace. I think I paid $100 for the mower, came with the battery and charger, and I believe I paid $90 for the weed eater and the blower together. So that's pretty sick. Jumping right over here. So we've got our 2 electric bikes here. These things are great. We get to use these and go downtown. St. Pete, we also go out to the beach. It's really awesome. I've got the little trailer right there because we do have 2 dogs, and the dogs don't really care for the trailer too much. They much rather just go in the car. I guess I would too, honestly, but the trailer works out great to bring all of our beach stuff. So I can put the chairs and the umbrella on top. Inside, we can put all of our stuff, the cooler and everything, and I hook it right there onto the axle of my bike, and it pulls it no problem. We're able to do 15, 20 miles an hour, no issues. And the electric bikes are really, really awesome. So love that. This is the little electric bike storage here. You got the chargers on the wall there, and kind of just fabbed it up the best I could with what I had here. This is my little weight bench here. I bought this whenever we moved in, when I had the space. And honestly, I hate to say it, I really haven't been using it. I think that's the curse with these things, is you buy them, you use them for a month, and then they end up sitting. But I have been busy working on the truck and everything, so I have 100 excuses I could give everybody, but I am gonna start getting back into this. I would like to kind of maybe start a little video series like once a week or something, just so I can hold myself accountable, because, you know, everybody does want to be a little bit better shape, you know, a little bit tightened up and whatnot. Moving on, we've got, this is the old couch that we had from old house of ours, and got rid of, it used to have another little chase section here, but I got rid of that. And it works out great for this little area here. You know, got the little rug, got the little fireplace there from the old place that's from one of my old Airbnbs, and got my little cooler over there, my fridge, and the TV works great. It's got the little swivel and everything, so I can move it where I want to. The only issue with the TV is that you can see right there, the big old white glare. So to watch it during the day, if there's something you really need to pay attention to and it's not a bright video, you do have to close the door. So that's the only bummer about that. But other than that, it works great. Sound system works great. Got the little subwoofer down in the bottom there. So really, really awesome. So yes, got the electric bike section, a little workout station, and a little living room chill out area here for whenever I have the boys over or whatever. Sometimes we're working on different vehicles in here, and it's a nice little spot to have a little chill area. You know, it's almost like having a little chill waiting area at like a Tire Kingdom or something. So it's actually hilarious. Sometimes my girl will come out here and she'll just like watch her 90 Day Fiance or whatever while I'm working on the truck, and it's really sick. So anyways, moving on, here we have, this is kind of like my chemical cabinet, I guess you would call it. Up top, obviously, we have all my paints and whatnot. Got my little paint pen and whatnot. Right here is all my random fluids, everything from ATF to brake clean, tire fix, all kinds of stuff there. Down here, I've got all kinds of my nuts and bolts, electrical connections, heat shrink, plastic clips, all that type of stuff there. Down below there, we got a little paint section, some tape, some Goo Gone, paint remover, and then on the bottom down there, that's all the cleaning stuff. So we got aluminum brightener, car wash, tire shine, blase. You guys know the deal. This right here is an old table that I had at one of my Airbnbs, and I brought it with me because it is a decent little workspace. And when we moved in here, I didn't have the toolbox and I didn't have the cabinet or the little workbench there. So this was my original OG workbench, and you guys can see I've got it stacked up because I am 6'2". I had to have it come up a little bit taller for me, that way I'm not slouching all the time. I got my little pads down here and over there, my little anti-fatigue pads. These things are great. So you can see I've got it bolted to the wall there, and it's really solid. It's really sturdy. It's not going anywhere. This is an old lamp and another lamp there. That bulb actually just went out while I was cleaning, but this works great. Between these two right here, it actually lights this area up really nice. I got the fan right here, so there's a constant draft, and it's really good for me if I need to paint right here or anything like that. This is a great little workstation here. I've used this a lot. Down here on the side, I just mounted a little power strip. That way I can plug up all my stuff, kind of tucked up out of the way, and it works great. Down here, I got my little shop vac. I actually found this on Marketplace. I think I paid 30 or 40 bucks for that. It works fantastic. The only thing is it didn't come with the straight attachments to be able to do the floor. So the way you see it is the way that it is done. But I pretty much just use that for the cars. It's not a huge deal. And that thing works great. Plenty of power. It gets all the sand out of the carpet. Does a really, really good job. This thing right here, my US General toolbox, you guys saw me back in several videos ago when I got this thing and put it together. This thing has been a lifesaver. I've been messing around with the configuration a little bit. You know, obviously I didn't put the handle on there because I don't really move it around too much. It pretty much lives right here in this spot. So I've got the table up here. I thought about getting another table for this side and having dual tables, but that was before I ended up finding this on Marketplace. So right here, we'll go ahead and give you a nice little rundown. I like to collect stickers, not really collect stickers, but anytime I'm at a smoke shop or a surf shop or anything like that, I see a cool sticker. This is what I'm getting it for. We actually just got back from St. Martin down in the Caribbean, and this is one of the stickers that I got from there. So anytime we go somewhere, if I see a cool sticker or anything, I usually try to grab it because, you know, it's just super fun. And eventually I'd like to have this whole thing covered. So right here, you can see I got a couple of screwdrivers here. I got some of my different wire snips and needle nose pliers. I've got my vice grips over here, my screwdrivers. I'm a big believer in buying tools as you need them. So what I did was I started with a regular, you know, 200, 300 piece kit, whatever the case is. And then I've kind of just added on as I needed them from there. So I have one set. These are just standard of the stubbies. These are the ratcheting ends. So I got the regular size ratcheting ends, 1 and 2 here. I got my 22 piece wrench set here. That's with standard and metric. That thing's been a lifesaver. And then this thing right here, I actually bought this because I needed it to remove the vacuum pump out of the Cummins. That's why we have those. But you know, as you start to accumulate tools, you know, next thing you know, you don't need to go to the store and buy any tools anymore because you have what you need right there. So this is a big old impact gun. You guys can see I've been using the heck out of this thing since I bought it. I really only bought it for that nut that was holding on my wheel bearings, but ever since I got it, I've been using it for all kinds of things, and it's great. Plenty of power. I don't need anything else. I did have this one first. That was my first one. And that thing did pretty good, but you're not taking off any lug nuts or anything with that little guy. You're gonna need the big one. So I've got this one. I've got my little drill there, and this is my auto ratchet there. So in here, these are all my receipts for everything I've ever bought for the truck and whatnot. Going down in here, this is just like zip ties, electrical connections, little odds and ends, miscellaneous stuff, anything that, you know, kind of like a catch-all. This right here is my nuts and bolts bin. So obviously I took the biggest, deepest drawer that we could find on this thing that we had. This has been great. So anytime I've had a project and there's nuts and bolts left over or whatever the case is, I've just been throwing them in here. And honestly, I've been building this up for the last 6 months, and I started with a completely empty thing here. And you can see I have added some serious nuts and bolts over time. You know, buying trucks, you know, they come with toolboxes, they're full of stuff. So that's where a lot of this stuff has come from. You know, some of this stuff came in bulk too. But anything that I've taken off the truck, you know, factory mounts, anything like that, I'm always keeping that stuff. Factory nuts and bolts. I mean, these factory bolts right here, I mean, these are, sometimes you can't even find these things at Ace Hardware. So down here, this is my 1/4 inch and 3/8 drive set here. This one is the one that gets used the most. Got some adjustable wrenches in there. I got my super long Allen wrenches, regular ones. And then right down here, this is our 1/2 inch. Now we got our bigger wrench here. Got my spike lug nut tool in there, staple gun, multimeter, stuff like that. Super crazy big sockets. So this one gets used pretty much whenever we're using that guy right there. So, but this has been great. Under there, I just got my jack handles. I got my big jack there. Got my jack stands. I got a circular saw, and I forget what you call that other thing there, but it's mainly for the house. I got my cleaning brushes and whatnot under there. So that's pretty much that on there. You know, it's all I really need is, I've done a lot of work with just this little selection of tools right here in this little table. A lot of stuff has gotten done, believe it or not. Now this thing right here, this workbench, I actually found this workbench for 80 bucks delivered to my house on Marketplace. I painted the pegboard. The pegboard was just plain wood. I had some white spray paint left over, so I spray painted that white pegboard, and it looks really good. It really brightened it up and it cleaned it up a lot. What I really wanted to do was I thought about taking this workbench and tearing it down, cleaning it down, and refurbishing it and making it like my own DIY Milwaukee workbench. So look for that in the future. You know, as I, you know, kind of get bored, or if I want to switch it up, I might just take this thing, we'll strip all the paint down, and we'll refurbish it. We'll get some Milwaukee stickers and we'll make it like a DIY Milwaukee workbench, which I think would be pretty fun. So anyways, this thing has been great. It came with the LED light that's up in here. It came with the LED light, came with the power strip already mounted. You can see the light just plugs in right there. And then I bought this bench grinder right here. It's an 8-inch bench grinder with the wire wheel attachment, and it's got a regular grinding stone on it. Came with the light and everything. I think I got that for 40, 50 bucks. So I've got that thing mounted to the workbench. You can see the bolts there. It works great. I only had to use it a few times, but that's one of those things that once you have it, you have it. So it is what it is. The previous owner had replaced the workbench surface itself with some 2x4s. I guess he just kind of glued them together. So if we ever end up redoing this, we'll go ahead and sand this down as smooth as we possibly can and make it look a lot better. Same thing with all this right here. So in here, I just got some zip ties and whatnot in there. And then under here is random miscellaneous. I got my tap and die set. I've got a scanner down there so I can see if there's any codes. I've got my battery charger down there, some trash bags, my grinders, all kinds of miscellaneous stuff, heat gun, chargers, all that type of stuff down there. Underneath there, when I got this thing, the owner, he actually brought it to me on this handmade dolly that he made, and I've just left it on there, especially because it actually brings up the height a little bit, and you can see the height is kind of similar So if I took it off of there, I would definitely lose about 6 inches, and I don't want to do that. So works out great, and I can roll it around in the shop, which makes it really, really nice because it's not super heavy, but it definitely nice that it's on some wheels. Back here, I got my creeper. I've got my stool is down there. You guys can see I got my stool down there. That's my little broom pan. And I got my big old trash can right here too. So moving on, right here, I got my fan. So you guys can see I've got that one's sucking out and this one's blowing in. And with that fan right there pulling out, it creates a constant draft in here, which is amazing. You really need it when there's no insulation in here. And honestly, it's like being in a hot aluminum can. So you can really feel the heat just getting up to the wall. You can feel it radiating off of there. So having the fans has been very, very crucial in here. Moving on, I got a couple of my step stools here. This is my air compressor. This thing has been great, been a lifesaver so far. I've actually found a lot of reasons to use it, especially with the little blow tool attachment. Awesome. Here we've got pretty much our buckets, and our this is kind of like our spill station, I guess you could call it. I got all my old trash rags right there that we can throw on some oil stains. I got my cat litter down there, and I got my wash buckets and my funnels and whatnot. Up here, this is just some spare parts and stuff that I've got for the truck that I still need to do. Lights, stuff like that. And then here is the degreaser, some of my bigger bottles that don't fit on my smaller shelf over there. And the mosquito control, you guys definitely gotta have that down here in Florida, especially if you guys got a pool in the back. And then here we got some random tools and stuff. You know, I got my pooler set there, my coolant kit there. I think over here I've got a ball joint press. I got a couple of interesting things in there. And this is my extension ratchet that I actually broke. You can see right there. And silly me, I didn't get the warranty with it. But the next one I am going to get a warranty with. So who knows? Maybe we can trade it out. This right here is just some extra stuff. I got some spare tow mirrors that I took off the truck that are in decent shape. I thought about selling them or just keeping them, giving them to a buddy of mine. I got some random wire and whatnot. My little pressure washer, my pump sprayer, my brush. That brush has been great. I was doing it by hand for the longest, and with the truck being so tall, it's nice to have it on a brush. Down here is extra metal. So this is anything metal, pipes. You can see there's a pitman arm, metal bands, all kinds of exhaust clamps, U-bolts, all kinds of stuff like that. So there's 5-inch pipe there, there's 3-inch pipe there from my last truck. So all kinds of random little goodies there. Just like, you know, you never know when you're gonna need some spare metal to make something happen. So anyways, up here is just some storage, old dog doors, and there's an old grill up there and some suitcases. Same thing with over here. This is all just a bunch of lumber that I have left over from the pressure washing trailer. A bunch of good lumber just sitting up there as storage. Kind of got my flags around in here. Kind of got like just random little things here hung up. Got the grill from the Cummins that I just threw up there. And yeah, some more storage up there as well. Old golf clubs and some more beach stuff. So this is pretty much the layout of the garage here. And you guys can see I strung my lights up there. This is the only light that came in the garage, and it is just not bright enough at all. So you can see here, I've got the lights there, I've got that, and then over there at night, that light actually lights up a lot over there, which really helps out a lot. So, but back here with all these lights being right here next to each other, it's gonna really be much brighter. And freeing this up is much better as well too, because I don't know, it just feels like it has a lot better flow now. So give you guys one last little look here. But yeah, you know, it's not much, but you know, it's awesome. I'm very, you know, super blessed and lucky to be able to call this my garage and call this my shop. You know, it took a lot of hard work to be able to get something like this. You know, I remember working on trucks and stuff. Outside of my apartments, you know, my 1-bedroom apartments, working out in the parking lot, trying to do it when the office was closed. That way, you know, because if you're working on your vehicle in the parking lot of the apartment complex and the office is open, they're gonna send somebody over in a golf cart and tell you you can't do that. So anyways, it's when we first moved in, and the last place we had a garage as well, but it wasn't like this. It was like a regular house garage. But we moved into this one, and I moved all the stuff into the shop. I was like, wow, this is gonna be sick. This is gonna be awesome. So anyways, I'm glad to show you guys. I hope you guys like it. And I really enjoyed showing you guys what I have going on here. We'll add on to it as we go. And I mean, it would be really sick to have a shop with a lift. But whenever we buy a house in the future, that's definitely going to be something on my radar. Is going to be one of the things that I definitely need to have a shop that's at least this size, maybe a little bit bigger, but we'll see. So anyways, that's a shop tour, shop update, tool update, whatever you want to call it. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks so much for stopping by. Make sure you hit the like and the subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next time. See you guys.